G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'll be doing my tips for round 14 of the season tonight. I'll tell you what's more entertaining at the moment, outside of me being 19th on the table, which I reckon I was probably sitting in the same spot this time last round, so a lot of work to do, which is nothing unusual for most weeks. The big storyline though, and I really want to get to the bottom of this, is Langs was up 3 tips at the start of round 13. And then Josh didn't put anything in for the first 2 games of the round 13 stanza. And he got 2 correct with not tipping anything. Now, not a attack on Josh, but more so the footy tips. You should not be given any tip at all if you do not enter in your footy tips. It's been quite controversial. We've had lots of discussions about it. It still gives you a 50-50 chance, and you should not be rewarded if you simply forget to. You should never ever forget. But Josh is doing well enough to stay on top of the table, and Langs is sitting second on the table with a tough round. It has to be said, getting 1 out of 7 games or something like that. So that's a very controversial point, and that'll be interesting to see how it goes for the rest of the season. Anyway, let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. Friday night football, no more Thursday night football for the season. That's definitely sad. But we have Brisbane hosting St Kilda this one. We at the Gabba, where the Lions like to play some footy. They haven't had a great record there this year, but back to some better form, especially last week. They're a bit all over the shop. I reckon they'll be getting this win. I reckon I'm going to go... I don't think it's going to be a massively high-scoring game because the Saints don't give you that latitude. But I'll go Brisbane by 31. They're back into some good touch. Actually, they might do some tagging here. So I'm going to go down a little peg to maybe, let's go 19 points. I'm sure Windhager will probably tag Neil, and then it'll be a clunky, frustrating night. But at the home ground of the Gabba, Brisbane should be getting the win there. Over to Marvel Stadium, Saturday afternoon, we have the Western Bulldogs hosting Fremantle. This one will be, tough to sort of pick. Fremantle coming off the bye, I believe. They had the win against Melbourne, massive win, and then had a nice break. The Doggies are very keen for a break. I'm going to go Fremantle. Their form at Marvel has been good this year. Their form, in general, even away from home, has been pretty sound. I've had the feeling they can be a top 4 side at their absolute best, and their losses have been pretty close. So I feel like their midfield will be able to get it done and get over the top of the Bulldogs in what is going to be a close one. MCG Richmond up against Hawthorn. Dusty's 300th, massive game. This is more so for the Hawks. I'm going to go the Tigers here. I just reckon, only because it's Dusty's 300th, not 350th, that they won't go off the ground with a loss. And they've had some really good form since that Essendon game. They've been really competitive, sort of taking it up with some of the better teams in the competition. I think they'll be getting the win. So Tigers for me. Then we have Adelaide hosting Sydney Saturday night at Adelaide Oval. I don't think the Crows have a great record against Sydney in general of late, and a controversial non-goal got them out of finals last year. Sorry to bring that up, Crows fans. Season looks to be done and dusted for the Crows. Sydney just humming along. I reckon they'll get another win on the board. Too good, too strong. Last 2 games of the round on the Sunday. Not too much footy this week, just the 6 games, I think. Yep, that looks to be the case. We've got North Melbourne hosting Collingwood. Not too many people backing in North Melbourne to go back-to-back wins. Collingwood have been in really good form. They've only lost, I think, 1 game since round 2 and a couple of draws. So even with the injuries, they've been able to win, and I reckon they'll do that again. Oh boy, this is a tough one. GWS hosting Port Adelaide at Giants Stadium. Where are the Giants situated? They are inside the top 8. Port are sitting 4th at the moment. Percentage more to the Giants, so yeah, that'll be interesting. Because it's at Giants Stadium, I'll go GWS, but not with a lot of confidence. Port have been solid away from home. Good win over Geelong, but not really sure where Geelong were at that point in time. Bit flimsy in terms of their form line. But yeah, I'll go the Giants without a great deal of confidence. I've gone a couple of upsets already, potentially, so I don't want to do any more. Is why I'm tipping the Giants. So, see how it all pans out. But I've gone Brisbane by 19, Fremantle, Richmond, Sydney, Collingwood, and GWS. So that could get me 2, could get me 6. Who knows? Anything's possible in this season of footy. But there you go. Those are my picks for round 14, guys. Comment who you think is going to win over the weekend. Join the tipping competition if you want to get involved in amongst the madness and the controversy that's been happening. And like the video, subscribe away if you want to keep up to date with who I'm going for each week and why. Thanks for all for tuning in once again. I'll catch you on the next video.